here we go.
Yes.
Bill Bellamy, welcome to VladTV.
Round of applause.
Round of applause, everybody.
Can't wait to be here, man.
Hey, man,
I love
long
this.
time fan.
Absolutely.
Long
Thank you,
time
man.
fan. You got classic movies under your belt.
I'm the culture, man.
Yeah, of
I'm
course,
there.
man. You
I
had
made
your
it.
MTV run, which
Yes,
is a very
sir.
pivotal time in music.
Absolutely.
Interviewed very important people. We'll talk about all that. And I'm definitely honored to have you here today.
Oh, thank you, man. I'm excited.
First time here. Let's start at the very beginning. Born and raised in Newark, New Jersey.
Correct.
Okay. And your parents have an interesting story. Your mom was 16
Yes.
when she had you. I read your book, by the way.
Thank you.
I read your
Top
book. We'll
billing.
show top billing. We'll show the book on the screen right now. Make sure you either read it or do the audiobook version, which is what I just did. Read in your voice, by the way.
Thank you.
So you said in your book, your mom was 16 when she had you, and your dad was 19.
19.
By today's standards,
Yeah, it was a little rugged. It was a little rugged. And I promise you, she didn't get pregnant at 16 either. She probably got pregnant at 15 and a half,
15,
something like that.
15
Yeah,
and a
because I was
half.
like, it was so funny.
Your dad was 18?
Yeah, I'm like, Dad, I'm doing the math on this, man. What's up? He was like, boy, yeah, this is interesting. It was funny because he was kind of like flushed, didn't know what to say. I was like, Dad, mommy was young. He was like, yeah.
So she was like a freshman in high school, and he had just graduated, maybe?
He was a senior, yeah.
Oh, he was a senior.
He was graduating, and my mom was a freshman. So he was about, he got out of high school, he's graduating, but he liked my mom. So she's going into her 10th grade, and boom, bam. Wow.
Hey, listen.
Hey, they ain't had no laws back then.
That's right. Clearly, no one had a problem with
Love
it.
is
so
love.
It just is what it is.
My dad loved it,
Love
man.
wins.
Love wins.
Love wins.
High school love.
wins. So Newark in the 70s and early 80s was an
Yes.
interesting time. But there was riots that were actually happening out there. So what was that like during that era?
Well, Newark was one of those cities that was a very industrial city. There was a lot of immigrants there because, we had the port there. We had all these different immigrants coming from different places because the North was actually a place for jobs. So everybody was getting a job, either at a plant, you worked at Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer, you worked at, my mom and dad worked in the warehouses and different pharmaceutical. My mom worked in pharmaceutical, my dad worked in manufacturing. So coming from the South to the North was just a land of opportunity. But Newark, New Jersey was a hotbed because you got to understand there was a race riot there. There was the Black Panthers there. There was a lot of the Muslims were there. And so there was this whole sort of like pro-Black movement going on right outside of New York, in Newark, New Jersey. We had tanks going down the middle of the street. Like they called it the National Guard. Like it was heavy. And so there was like, I feel like the 60s going into the 70s was like a soundtrack of soul and of political vibes. It was also an era of hope too, because there were certain, people pushing for civil rights. There was a mood in the city at that time where people were not just they weren't taking no for an answer. So it was a lot of energy in my city coming up. There was a toughness about Newark, New Jersey. I mean, you had to know how to fight for some reason. I felt like you get a carton of milk and you learn how to box. It was some weird shit going on.
Well, in your book, you talked about how you had friends that got caught up in the drug game.
Yeah.
But you yourself never got into it.
Well, when I was coming up, growing up in the hood in Newark, it was a lot of cats hustling, you know what I'm saying? And disappearing too. That was what was weird. Like you see some dude that he had a nice car, he had a nice chain, he always had the nice little shorties and stuff, had the fly coat, be missing 3 summers.
Yeah.
Maybe 5, come home like, looking different, more adult, more hardened and shit. And so when I was seeing some of my friends go to jail, then I was seeing a couple of my friends get killed, I was kind of like, yo, man, this drug thing is not popping. It's like you get 4 summers of like, you Al Capone for 4 summers,
Yeah.
then you missing for 10. I was like, nah, I don't know if that's my lane. I just never thought it was sexy to be on that edge of it because you never know. It's every day is your last to me on that tip. So I never wanted to do something that all of a sudden everything's gone in a day. So that's why I never hustled.
Yeah, I mean, I've interviewed so many drug kingpins over the years, and the pattern I've always seen was about 5 to 1 in terms of if you hustle for 2 years and you're balling and you got the cars and the girls and the jewelry, you'll end up doing 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the math
2 to 10.
Yeah. 2 to 10.
Yeah.
The math just doesn't math.
The math never mathed for me. Like I
does.
never wanted to be a guy to have all of this stuff, you know, like sort of like the Frank White story, or you know what I mean, or you know, Pablo Escobar. You know, there is an end to that. No matter how big you go, how long you hustle, unless you pivot, at some point it's going to be a complete halt, right? And then your money stop, then your cachet. Maybe you put your properties in this, that, and the other. But there's only a few cats that I know hustled and just bounced out, and I probably only know 2 or 3. And there's a couple of them are rappers, but I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it 100.
I honestly don't know any. And you know, my interviews with, for example, like the Freeway Rick Rosses of the world, they'll put their, you know, they'll go to prison, put their property in someone's name, then they get out, and that person doesn't want to give the property back.
Right.
It's in their name. What are you going to do?
It's mine. It's mine.
Go sue them because you're drug profits? You're trying to hide drug profits? No, it's gone.
It's gone.
Whatever money they put aside, well, that person had bills. You know, they didn't think you were coming out, so they had to spend it. And it just, most people come out to nothing.
Yeah, and that was definitely a deterrent for me. And I just felt like I wanted to do something big. Didn't know I would ever be an actor. Did not know I would ever become successful in the entertainment game. I just knew I wanted to do something big with my life, and I wanted to be an inspiration to cats that look like me, that came from spots like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's always been my goal. Like, I just want to rep cats that look like me. Like, I want to show cats that, yo, man, you could make it happen. You ain't got to only sell drugs. You ain't only got to play ball, you know. You can be smart. You can be creative. You can be an artist. You know what I'm saying? You could create your own wave. And that's what I've been doing for, 28, I don't know, maybe 29 now, years.
Now, Shaquille O'Neal is your second cousin.
Yes.
Did you guys hang out as kids?
Kind of like, it was interesting because Shaquille moved around a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't as close as I would have liked, because with his stepfather and the way they was moving in the military, he was in Newark for 2-3 years and then he's gone. Now they in Texas, you know what I'm saying? So, and now I'm on. What was beautiful though was the snapshots, hang out, and we've literally got high at the same time, which is unbelievable. Because you got to understand, I'm on MTV when Shaquille was coming in the league. And it literally came full circle. We was like, yo, we here. It was electric.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we feel like we both representing Jersey to the fullest. We did Reebok commercial, Pepsi's commercials. Like, you can go online and see, we did a bunch of stuff together because we literally was rocking out at the same time. Our campaigns were running simultaneously. So it's pretty cool.
Okay, so you grow up in Jersey, you go to high school, then you go to Rutgers. And you're not thinking about comedy, TV, you're thinking about Wall Street.
Yeah. Because I thought that I was going to have a career in finance, honestly. Like, I didn't know freshman, sophomore year that I was going to be a comedian at all. I didn't know I was going to be an actor. I just was kind of like, well, I figured out going into my junior year that I like finance, and I was like, I'm going to do economics and marketing simultaneously, and I'm probably going to go to Wall Street because I said I feel like I wanted to be on the floor. I wanted to be with investments. I was like, I want to get a big bag, be like one of those kind of cats that, was on the floor, or running a fund or something like that, venture capital guy, whatever. And sophomore year going into my junior year, I was like hosting shit, like coffee house, silly shit, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, can I host that for y'all? They was like, we don't have a host. I'll do it. And I used to watch Saturday Night Live all the time, and I was like, man, I wish I could be funny and shit. Like, I'm funny with my boys, though. So I would get on stage and be a goofball, and everybody used to be like, yo, B, you mad funny, you crazy. Like, what made you say that? I'm like, I don't even know. And so one thing led to another. I was in the talent show as a comedian. I was, then I got asked to do a spot on a step show as a comedian. Then the buzz at Rutgers was like, yo, Bill Bellamy a comedian, huh? So I just kept building on that. But it was a hobby. I didn't know I could be a real comedian though.
But then you got on Showtime at the Apollo.
Yeah.
Was that the turning point where you were like, okay?
I said if I could get on Showtime at Apollo, I'm on. Because I wasn't famous and Amateur Night was big. Like back then, I don't know what year.
It was also scary.
It was scary
because
because
that Apollo crowd, you know, with the guy with that guy with the broom.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! I remember I went to one Apollo episode where they were booing the professional comedian.
Bro,
professional comedian, to the point where the host had to come out and say, "Okay, listen, this is not an amateur. Can y'all please not do this?"
Facts.
That's how the Apollo is.
The Apollo was make or break, do or die. I was like, yo, man. If I could get on there, man, I might be able to become famous and somebody might see me. So I forget how the Suttons owned the show back in the day. And so the Sutton family saw me somewhere in New York. I was buzzing a little bit in New York. I got an opportunity to come in and basically do like a audition. They was like, dude, we like you, Bill Bellamy. We gonna get you on Amateur Night as a guest. So I'm thinking if I'm on Amateur Night as a guest, that's gonna mean perception-wise, I'm gonna look real. I'm not gonna look like an amateur, right? Let me tell you how gangster. This is a true story. This is in the book. Everybody on my show got booed. Everybody.
So you're watching this happen.
I think they booed Sinbad. I was like, dang, he the host, bro. Sinbad, everybody that rubbed that rock got shot. It was crazy, right? So I'm down. I'm gonna paint the picture for you. So you backstage, to go to the stage, you in the basement. So all the artists are in the basement. You see people there that's like a group. You see somebody there that you've seen on TV already, and they going up, they doing me. And I'm like this little young comedian. I'm like, yo, man, I'm gonna kill. My mom is out there. And I'm like, yo, man, my mom came over to New York to see me. I gotta turn up, right? You do the rock right here. Yo, man, you know what I'm saying? This is when you nervous. You gotta do the little baby rock. Like, yo, man, I hope I do all right. Soon as they say, hey, Vlad, you're next, you go up the staircase. Boo! They come right back down the stairs and they leaking, they bleeding and shit. Then so-and-so group, go up. Jodeci, go up. Come back down. Like, yo, man, they real. They just was on blah, blah, blah. You gonna boo them? It wasn't Jodeci, but I'm saying, you know, it was like a group.
Yeah.
I said, yo, they booing real people. Then somebody else got booed. They moved me up because it was no show yet. So they moved me up. I said, oh, shit, because I was supposed to go after this girl who's singing, right? So I was like, oh, shit, I can't get booed in front of my mom. I said, hell no, right? So I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm gonna start with my closer and figure out the rest. Because I couldn't like build up to my closer. I said, I gotta start backwards. I started with my banger off the top of the show and I got him. And then if you go back, I think I had like a plaid little jacket. I had like a little double-breasted jacket. I had the high top fade.
Okay.
Yeah. And my mom was sitting in the front praying for me with the rosary beads. Baby, don't get booed. So I did really, really well. They invited me back again. I want to give a special shout out to Sinbad, because Sinbad, he gave me like extra love because he was like, Brian, you killed in this crowd. You saw how this shit was for me and I'm the host. And I was like, I've always had love for Sinbad because he gave me the good energy like a big bro. It was like, oh man, you did real good, youngin. I don't know who you are, but you got a good future, man. You killed in this room, you all right. And ever since then, we was friends from that point on.
Well, you do that, and then a new show pops up called Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah.
Which was, I would say, the biggest
phenomenon
source of black comedic talent of all time?
Of all time.
No, let's just call it what it is.
Let's call it what it is. Yeah. Best all-star talented comedian casting ever in network television, in movie television. I always tell people, I'm so proud of my class of comedians. You will never see a wave like that of so many talented guys and girls, hungry, with perspective, with charisma, with just straight out raw talent in one place.
I call
it the Rutgers of comedy.
I mean, you, Bernie Mac, Dave Chappelle, Damon Wayans, Jamie Foxx, Mike Epps, Chris Tucker.
Come on, man.
I remember the Chris Tucker was like, I'm coming, mama. Like,
I'm coming, mama. Man, but mama, like, damn, mama.
It was so obvious how big of a star he was about to be.
Eddie Griffin. Like, I just remember classic sets that are still in my mind. Like Adele Givens was talking about the Tic Tac with the guy with the small dick or whatever, and she was like, giving you a blowjob would be like giving a whale a Tic Tac.
I remember that.
Everybody ran around that theater. I was like, yo, this girl from Chicago, Kelly. I remember all those moments of people just rocking. You never saw a black audience respond to comedy like it was church, like it was like a revival. Like people would laugh and you would see them do this, and then Martin Lawrence had them just all over the place.
Greatest host ever.
Greatest host ever.
Let's just say that right now. Martin Lawrence is the greatest comedy host ever on Def Comedy Jam. When he did that,
ever.
I've never seen anything like it since then.
Ever.
Yes. When you did that, was that a totally life-changing experience?
Game changer. That was my blast off. That was the one that separated the men from the boys for me in my career. Was when I did Def Comedy Jam, it made me a star overnight. They didn't know my name. People would say, yo, man, you my man, Ralph Bellamy, you Walt Bellamy, you Bell Biv DeVoe. They knew it was a bell. They couldn't figure out what it was, right? But they knew the joke. That was the thing that was interesting. Yo, my man, you do the joke about the car alarm. Yo, my man, you do the joke about the pregnancy test. Yo, you did the booty call, right? So that momentum of me being on Def Comedy Jam, I was the first comedian on the very first show.
Oh, okay.
So I was in every promo.
Yeah.
Is that or is that not a booty call? Can you help me? That was like the catch line that they were running. Is that or is that? So everybody was like, yo, Def Comedy Jam is this thing. This is back in the day when we had VHS. This is when we were taping.
You had to tape it, yeah.
You had to tape it, right? You know, you didn't have pay-per-view and all that stuff. So like you said, it was definitely a phenomenon because there was only one place to see it, HBO. And if you didn't have HBO, you had to go to somebody's house to see it.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yo, man, we having an HBO party over your house, man. You the only one in the hood got HBO, fam.
Right. Well, you had a situation which you said kind of made you look at life differently. It was at a Def Jam Christmas party.
Correct.
Where you couldn't get in.
Why'd you bring that up? That's so crazy. But it's the best story ever. So, true story. I am in New York City. I am literally one of the hottest comedians in the tri-state. I am killing everywhere. I'm starting to buzz a little bit. I'm not famous. I'm kind of like tri-state famous. Like I'm not like, my album ain't out yet kind of
Local famous.
Local famous. Cool. Yeah. So in New York, this is probably 92, 91. The Def Jam Christmas party was epic, bro. It's like going to the Grammys in New York. You had to be on the list. You had to be there. Every star who was somebody in New York was at the Def Jam Christmas party. Yeah. It was going to be Spike Lee. It was going to be Wesley Snipes.
Jay-Z.
It was going to be Jay.
LL Cool J. Mary J. Blige.
Let me tell you this true story. This is crazy. So my boys, they with me. I got about 4 of my dudes with me from Jersey. We in the line, and they like, yo, B, man, yo, can you get us in? I was like, I got you, dog. Don't even trip. I'm good. It's cold as hell. I am literally at the door. Big homie there. You know the dude with the black coat and the black little earmuffs and shit. Big dudes, big black dudes. Like, yo, my man, we had capacity. Yo, ain't nobody else getting in. And his hand on my chest. Yo. Ain't nobody else getting in. We good. We ain't got no more people. We had capacity. 5 people in here. Yo, no. Everybody like, boo. Hey, man, it is what it is. You know, next year's next year. and my boys is behind me like, yo, B, what's up? I was like, yo, relax. We good. I think we gonna get it. I'm like trying to be all cool. Yo, my man. Listen, my boys is with me. Don't embarrass me. I'm close. My name, Bill Bellamy. I'm Mr. Hot Tri-State comedian. He's like, what's your name? What's up? Ain't nobody else getting in, young man. 2 seconds later, Mary J. Blige go in. LL Cool J go in. Jay go in. This is young Jay go in the party.
Right. After they told you it's at capacity.
At capacity. I'm watching him. I was like, yo, my man, I thought you said. He was like, listen, man, they good. But not. Oh, shit.
I know that cut deep.
That cut me in half, B. And I had to walk back in the cold with my friends from Jersey. They was like, B, I thought you was the man. I was like, not tonight. That cut. I said, yo, I got to get my weight up. I'll never forget that. I was like, I'll never let that happen to me again in my life. I was like, I just took it so personal. Like, I was like, yo, nobody ever gonna ever not know me, man. How the fuck? Like, I was just so mad. I was in my car driving back to Jersey like, yo, ain't no way I'm gonna ever let that happen to me. My man, I gotta get my weight up. I gotta get famous. I gotta get on. Like, I was like, this tri-state shit only work in Jersey. It don't work in New York when it's real stars, you know what I'm saying? Cats was blowing up. You see Big Daddy Kane, like, yo, oh shit. Like, yo, these are the cats that I was seeing in videos and cats that I was listening to on the radio. They're stars already. I'm just like on the cusp. But that was the best lesson because it made me want it more and it made me like lock in. That was the good thing about it. It's almost like a Golden Glove loss to something. You fight and you get a bad loss and it makes you a better fighter. Like you come back, you train harder. That's what I feel like.
Well, then came the MTV gig.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the time, there was Yo MTV Raps.
Correct.
There were black people on MTV. Downtown Julie Brown.
Yeah.
But she was like one of the OG.
You had Fab Five Freddy.
Well, that was Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah, so Fab. So just to give you the landscape, when I come into MTV, it is 91. It is going into 92. Fab and Ed Lover and Dre have Yo.
Well, wait, hold on. Yo was originally Fab Five Freddy, and then they switched to Ed and Dre.
But he was still on there a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I guess so.
So it's kind of like,
yeah,
you know, they shared it a little
Yeah, but Ed and Dre took over the actual Yo MTV Rap show.
They took over that show.
Exactly, yeah.
Fab was doing like special stuff.
Exactly.
Popping in, popping out.
Mm-hmm.
So they were the three African-American people in the hip-hop game. We had Downtown Judy Brown back then.
Julie Brown.
Downtown Julie Brown, my bad. Downtown Julie Brown was doing a dance show.
Yep.
And what would be called MTV Jams, because it didn't exist at the time. So MTV Jams was sort of like this hybrid of hip hop, R&B, and pop. So you could have Boyz II Men, Nas, SWV, or LL Cool J. So that was kind of like the cluster of artists that would be my show. Okay. So Ed Lover and Dre were doing, like, at this time, they were doing more underground hip hop, you know, like sort of like real true, you know, you would have Poor Righteous Teachers, maybe you'd have like Mobb Deep, trying to go back in my head around that time. And I was catching cats like Naughty by Nature, because they were selling more records. So
right. It's also Jersey, so
it's
you know.
also Jersey. We had Queen Latifah.
Also Jersey.
We had MC
I see where you're going with this.
So you see where I'm going.
Naming all the Jersey.
So, no doubt. So real quick, right place, right time.
Mm-hmm.
MTV was not known for playing black music at that time to that level.
Aside from Yo MTV Raps. Yeah.
That's it.
And Michael Jackson.
That's it. Michael Jackson had to turn himself white to get on it. So,
he was actually black back then.
He was black.
The white came later.
You look at Michael Jackson, you like, we know the real Mike, the black Mike, with the regular nose, and he had a little bit of facial hair.
Yeah.
So I came in at the time when the doors were opening, and it was literally the wave of a lifetime. Because at this moment, they were opening up the doors to so many different types of artists. You got Brandy, you got Monica, you got Jagged Edge, you got Puff. Puff is brand new at this point. I got Craig Mack. I got Biggie. I got Tupac. I got all these artists. I got Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
I got Destiny's Child. Okay? So I got the Fugees. First, the Fuji album, Ready or Not, Here I Come.
Yeah.
That album sold like 15 million records. That was on my shift, bro.
Jersey is.
My bad. No disrespect. Shout out. I'm always gonna plug Jersey somehow. So real quick, I'm not gonna say that I did all that. I'm gonna say that I was in the right place at the right time. And so what I did was beautiful because I was the ambassador to the new era in our genre of music. So I feel like in that early 90s, I would be the equivalent to Dick Clark.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
You know, Dick Clark, American Bandstand, Bill Bellamy, MTV. I was in more suburban white households than any African-American host at the time because MTV was like crack cocaine to young kids. It was the coolest place.
Yeah.
It was pop.
Well, it was a source of
Information.
music videos, period. I mean, literally the only place to see a music video was MTV.
Period.
Unless you stay up late and watch like Night Tracks or Radio 1990.
You had to buy video music boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video music box if you're living in New York. But,
That's
LA didn't really have that, or the Bay didn't have that. So, yeah, you were in the epicenter of all forms of pop music.
Correct.
Hip-hop, R&B, dance, regular pop, everything.
Let me tell you when I knew I was that guy. When the heads of A&R people were having meetings with me about their artists. Like that's when I said, "Oh shit, this shit is real." Like when I was at the launch publicity shoot for NSYNC. When I was at New Kids on the Block when they was doing Tiger Beat, I'm there. When I'm at Jive Records and they're about to launch Justin Timberlake as a solo artist, I was right there. Like, there were so many moments. I was in the studio with Rodney Jerkins doing the Mary album. I was at, where else? I'm just give you like the moments, like literally like Junior Mafia when they were under Biggie, and they're coming, up and Lil' Kim is at the video shoot. Like, these are moments in hip hop that I'm just trying to paint the picture that'll never happen again. So a lot of people are making money. A lot of guys that I knew and girls were in the music business. They were young executives. They had budgets. They were spending a lot of money on videos, music videos. They were really well done movies to launch the artists. So I'm like, man, this shit real. And I'm getting plaques for, the Velvet Rope album. I'm getting plaques for Genuine. I'm getting plaques for the Fugees or whatever. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm really in this music game. I'm going to the Grammys. I'm going to the Soul Train Awards. So I was just like, wow, this is a really cool ass wave. Next thing you know, I'm hosting, I'm presenting, I'm on stage with Janet Jackson. I'm on stage with Michael and Biggie. Go back and look at this shit. This shit is crazy. It's me and Big, bro. Me and Biggie is on stage, man. I'm like bugging because I'm looking at Janet and I'm not even tripping off of Biggie because he not Biggie yet.
Yeah.
He's just a young black artist that's on fire in New York. I'm tripping because Janet getting ready to walk up here and that's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So me and Biggie present the Vanguard Award to Janet and Mike for Scream. It's documented. It's like crazy. You go back and watch that shit. I'm like, ain't coming to the stage, da-da-da. Big is like, yo, man, that's Michael Jackson. That's so crazy, nigga. He was bugging like me. He was like, yo, we about to walk up here, man. That's crazy, man. Damn, Mike beige as hell, man.
Big went on to do a song with Michael Jackson later on.
Yes, he did.
So,
absolutely.
It's all like a full circle moment. And you were actually interviewing a lot of these guys.
Correct.
And females. You got to interview Michael Jackson.
Correct.
How was that?
Well, interviewing Michael Jackson was just one of those moments that in hip hop or pop culture that you just can't believe because Mike wasn't interviewing with everybody. And I honestly believe the reason I got that was my interview with Janet. Because I did What's Love Got, Velvet Rope, that album, the Velvet Rope album, Her first single.
That's the way love goes?
That's the way love goes. That's
Yeah.
the way love goes. And I go out to LA. I go on a video shoot with her. Her tour is about to go that summer. I do the interview. That's another interview that's documented with all the dancers. And when I met Mike after the show, the Vanguard Award, when he won the award, he said, "I love what you did with my sister Jan. You're really funny." I'm not thinking like, this motherfucker's gonna request me from Sony Music to be his guy. So he requested me. I get to sit down. I've never seen nobody this big of a star in my life. Like, to this day, the energy of, like, I came in here normal, bro. I ain't had nobody. It's just me.
Yeah, I mean, but to
Mike
be fair,
came, if you would have interviewed Vlad,
Yeah.
if you would have interviewed Michael Jackson, it'd be 50 people in here, bro.
Right.
It'd be warm in here. You got Secret Service, you got publicity, you got A&R, you got personal. Yo, it was like a machine with this man.
right? But to be fair, he is the biggest celebrity of our lifetime,
Bro,
period.
He didn't even see. Bro,
it's just
in my lifetime, I never met
remember
nobody.
at his funeral, Barry Gordy said he wasn't the king of pop, he was the greatest entertainer of all time, and no one said nothing. They're like, yep, that's
it.
Yep, he said it. Yep.
Michael Jackson, the best way to describe Michael Jackson is to imagine being in a room with someone that is like gifted to a level where their energy is gift, their persona is the gift, and their voice is the gift. Like, he walked the whole gift, right? So he come in the room, you would feel it. Like, you felt like, oh my God, is he real? Because my whole life growing up, I never knew I would ever be famous. I never knew that the paths could cross, that a guy that I heard on a Motown record as a child, ABC, would be sitting where you are right there, right? Two, him knowing my name and wanting me to be there for him. So when you're trying to process this shit, and behind him, you see how much money he's worth to a record label. That's why you see all those people. He is franchise, right? He's carrying Sony Music. That's why he has security and this, and he gets to do $7 million videos. $7 million video. No artist was doing the budgets that Mike had. You couldn't compete with him. He was doing movies. He had top list directors shooting his music.
He had a Scorsese.
Come on.
I mean,
Stop playing. Stop playing. So you couldn't even compete with this man.
yeah,
So,
Wesley Snipes got to start doing the bad video. I mean, he does it on a level that no one has done it.
nobody.
And no one will do it.
Nobody was moving like that.
Yeah.
So to give it to you real, man, I was just in awe. And one of the things that I was very proud of, I made him really laugh. And so he was so warm, and like, he wasn't stiff like everybody else. I would watch his videos, his interviews. I watched his videos with other hosts, and I was like, Mike was just one word answer, this, that, and the other. I said, I want to make him human. Like, I want him to have fun and loosen up. And so by the third or fourth question, he was just talking. It was cool.
Well, you also interviewed Tupac.
Yes.
I remember Tupac wrote you from Rikers.
Yes. So, oh, man, this is gonna date me, but this is true. You know how now you get comments on Instagram? Back then, people wrote you letters, and you would get. I would get hundreds of letters every day. I would have a box that you would put in. You know how you would get a box that, say you bought like, let's say you had, I don't know, medium-sized box. They would be about 4x4, full of letters, like, deep, full of letters. MTV, care of Bill Bellamy kind of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a letter to come to my dressing room. So I come in my dressing room, I'm about to tape, and they was like, baby, you might want to open that. I was like, what's up? They was like, yo, that's from Rikers. That's from Pac. I was like, what? No way. So I open it up. It's got his number. I'll never forget. It was on a lined paper. It was yellow. You know, the yellow lined paper.
Do you still have that letter?
I would have to go to my parents' house and dig because I know I didn't throw it away.
Yeah, that's an important little piece that's a part of history right there. Yeah, because people sell these things at auctions. And
I wouldn't sell it though.
I know you wouldn't sell, but I'm saying it's important enough that people sell them at auctions.
Right.
That's how I'm saying the importance of that letter.
But I didn't know it was going to be such a part of history at the time. But what it was for me was the fact that he wrote me a personal letter. It had his number on it. You get a serial number or whatever your number is when you go to prison, da-da-da-da. And it was like a full-page letter. And he was basically saying, yo, B-man, you always been my dude, man. I love you, man. I'm in this situation, but I'm going to get out of here. Can you do me? I'm reaching out to my day ones. That's how it was. I'm reaching out to my day ones. I can't do none of my music videos. I want you to be in my Temptation video. My man, Dave Nelson is going to direct it. I'm calling everybody. I got Jada, she's going to do it. I got Coolio, he's going to do it. He had Ice-T in it. If you go back and look at Temptations, we're all in it. Salt and Pepper was in it. Kenya Moore was in it. Tretch was in it.
Isaac Hayes, Jasmine Guy.
Yeah, Jasmine Guy. I was in the scene with Jasmine Guy.
Warren G, Yo-Yo.
Warren G, yeah, Yo-Yo. It was all of us.
Be Real. Oh, shit. Adina Howard.
Yeah. So I always had this cool relationship with Tupac because he would be in Jersey all the time. And him and Tretch were like best friends. And so he would come to my comedy shows. I don't know, if they come out the studio, those dudes come, they used to get smoked out and come to the comedy show because people forget rappers like to laugh too and shit and act the fool. So he would come to my shows. So we was mad cool, had each other's phone numbers, all that kind of shit. And so when he asked me, I was like, it's nothing. I'm doing that shit. I didn't even care about money or nothing. I was like, I just did it. I was on the love here in LA.
You talked about how this one time he gave you a hug and he was wearing a bulletproof vest. But this was before the quad shooting.
Yes. Before
he actually got shot up.
So that's a true story. Why that happened, I was shooting this movie called Who's the Man? And Pac was in that movie as well.
Ed and Dre.
Ed and Dre's movie. Yep. It was a comedy, hip-hop comedy. Everybody. It's 1,000 cameos.
Yes.
The first person I ever hugged in my life that had a bulletproof vest on was Tupac Shakur. Because I hugged him and I felt the plate. I was like, yo, that's cold, bro. What's that?
The Versace?
He's like, you never know, man. These motherfucking streets is crazy. I was like, oh, shit. Second person I ever hugged that had a bulletproof vest on was Cat Williams. They both make sense, right?
They both make sense. Well, you actually interviewed Kurt Cobain. Was it like right before he committed suicide?
Yeah. So it was the year before. Kurt Cobain was this really interesting, sort of introverted superstar. It's weird, right?
Yeah, Nirvana smells like Teen Spirit. I don't even know what to compare it to.
Can we talk?
It was the biggest song in the world.
In the world. Global song that hit a vein.
Yes.
And he was synonymous with that energy. The whole, what they call grunge, I don't know if they call it that anymore.
Yeah, the Seattle grunge scene. Nirvana was the face of that.
They were the face of that movement, and he was that star. He was sort of like the anti-rock star.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember Nirvana did a Rolling Stones cover.
Okay.
And on the cover, he had a T-shirt with the words, "Corporate magazines still suck." And they had no choice but to run it.
Bro.
Because he's like, that's the only way I'm doing it. Like, okay.
He looked like a dude. They was like, you're gonna interview Kurt Cobain. I was like, for what? Like, I was like, today? They was like, because once I got famous on there, I was doing everybody. I wasn't just doing hip hop no more. Because my show was popping, right? So I had Kurt coming in. So I had my little bio and shit, blah, blah, blah. And he came in. I'm thinking he gonna have the fly leather, rock star look, sleeves pushed up joint, fly cut. This motherfucker looked like he came from the laundromat and shit. Like he had just washed a load of clothes and he came to the interview. He had on like dirty jeans. He had like on a little striped sort of sweater that looked like it was just pulled down kind of. He had like greasy hair, and he didn't even really look at me, Carter, kind of. He was kind of like talking to me on an angle, and I'm trying to like get him to look up, and Courtney was doing a lot of the talking and shit. I was like,
Courtney Love,
she was there.
Were they married? Or
I don't know.
They had a kid together.
Yeah, they did. But I'm saying she was doing all the talking, which was odd, right?
Huh.
She was in the interview.
I mean, did you feel any sort of sadness or anything? Because
he was heavy to me.
Yeah, because he killed himself with like a shotgun, I think. He put a shotgun in his mouth and blew his head off.
He was, to me, if I could describe his energy, it was like he was a heavy soul. Like he was tormented to a certain degree. He didn't smile. He didn't radiate that way. I felt like his heart and his emotions was in his music. And it's almost like he let that come out of his soul, and then he just stepped away from it. Like it was like that kind of an artist, kind of like an Amy Winehouse kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like a troubled, talented soul,
a tormented soul. Yeah. It's sad, man. He was
brilliant.
No, he was an uber talent. I mean, there's so many. Apart from Teen Spirit, there's like so many songs that he did that are still timeless.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he gave us the business. He came in this world. He gave us something and left us with something, but. Like, I would have loved to see guys like Kurt Cobain evolve. Like, I would have loved to see a guy like Tupac evolve.
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, the Foo Fighters is Dave Grohl, who was from Nirvana, who went on to become a megastar in his own right. But that's from Kurt Cobain. If you think about it, if it wasn't for Kurt Cobain,
it would be no Dave
Grohl. Dave Grohl, there'd be no Foo Fighters, probably. You know, I mean. That just shows the superstardom. Yeah, the superstardom. Well, there was a situation you had with R. Kelly and Aaliyah.
Correct.
And this was right after R. Kelly married Aaliyah. Am I right?
This is the most, I don't think I ever told nobody this story. It's in the book. Oh, this is so crazy. So this got to be 93-ish, maybe 4. R. Kelly produced Aaliyah's her debut album.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
I wonder.
That title didn't age well.
Age ain't nothing but a number, throwing down ain't nothing but a thing. Every song produced by R. Kelly, this beautiful, talented artist, Aaliyah, is coming up. You're going to interview Aaliyah today. Her album's dropping, produced by Robert Kelly. Cool.
And she's what, like 15 at the time?
She's probably 15, 16, if that. They come in. We're in the Hamptons. You can go back and look at this interview. I don't tell lies. I only tell the truth. Here we go. I'm sitting there. They both have on a matching short set. I will never forget this. They got on the same sneakers. They got on a short set. That's when they had the long shorts, remember?
Yeah.
In the 90s. I'm like, why they got the same shit on? This is cute. I'm like, maybe they going to the amusement park. You know, when you go, you and your girl wear the same outfit when y'all go to Six Flags. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, I'm sitting there and shit. Robert got on the fly dark glasses. Aaliyah is shy, whispery voice. I'm making her laugh. I'm getting like a great interview from her and stuff. And she's opening up because she started out kind of shy. And so I'm saying, Robert, what was your inspiration on this particular song? He was saying a few words, got his thing, go back to Aaliyah. It's going real good too. Skirt! Interview's over. Because you know back then, the record people were standing right here listening and make sure you ask about the third song. Make sure you do this, make sure you do that, right? Huh? Yeah, okay. So I'm getting this. Huh? What's up? Give us 15. Give us 15. We're in the middle of interview and shit, right? Everybody's whispering back here and shit. I'm just sitting there, I'm drinking my water and shit, trying to figure out, are we gonna finish this motherfucker? Robert and Aaliyah is getting in the car. I'm sitting there watching them get in the limo, right? I'm like, what the fuck? Cut to, what did you do? What happened? What happened, Bill? What happened? Robert is leaving. He's upset. About what? What did you do, Bill? Robert said the interview, it's over. So I'm sitting there like, yo, I don't know. I'm just sitting here. We were just about to talk about the third or fourth song, and then my man got up. What the fuck, right? Cool. Everybody's whispering. There's doors slamming and shit because the executives are hot because they came all the way out to the Hamptons and the interview's over because they're trying to promote Aaliyah's album and Robert is not having it. Cut to. This is so bugged out. I don't think I ever told this story. All the executives at MTV, we go in the room. They're doing this. Well, what's exactly said? They're going back, looking at it. Because this is back in the day, you could see the video, you could see the numbers. They're going back, and we're all looking. I don't see anything. That's the fuck I was trying to tell you. Ain't nothing happened. Cut to, Robert got in his feelings about it. I didn't know what was going on. Maybe it was one too many keys. Maybe she laughed a little too hard on one of the little jokey jokes. But I'm a comedian and I'm doing an interview. I'm not trying to holler at this girl. She in the 9th grade, bro. So, come on, bro. I'm a grown ass man, bro. Let's keep this shit a buck, right? So,
oh, that was a comment of the day right there. She was in the 9th grade.
I'm in the 9th grade, bro. Let's just keep it 1,000, right? So now, I think she's on Jive. She's on Jive.
Yeah.
Her manager is Hankerson.
Is it Barry Hankerson?
Is it Barry Hankerson?
Something like that.
He was her manager at the time. Everybody's like, Bill, don't worry about it. It's fine. We'll get to the bottom of it. You're fine. We'll settle it. We'll figure it out later. Come back full circle. Truth of the matter was, Robert got in his feelings about it. He killed the interview. I see Aaliyah. She's like, B, I love you. I'm coming back. No problem. It was a little weird. I'm sorry. Cut to, then all the stuff started coming out later. They had just came back. They was actually married at the time.
Yeah.
They was literally supposedly married, bro, like on the low. So they were on their baby honeymoon. So you can't really talk to nobody when you're on their honeymoon. Well, who the fuck knew that?
She's in 9th grade.
She's in 9th grade. How the fuck I know? Anyway, so I talked to Leah's brother. I became very, very close to the family. So they was like, Bill, you were fine, blah, blah, blah. We love you. Matter of fact, we swinging back. We coming back. If you go online, you see me and Aaliyah, we did a bunch of interviews and stuff. And she was so cool. And he didn't come to those, obviously, but she was mad cool. I love her to death. And that's a true story. Facts.
Well, you and Tupac are close. Mm-hmm. Done an interview out of jail. You're in his music video. You guys are cool. But then in 1996, Pac goes out to see the Tyson fight.
Correct.
Ends up stomping out this one guy from the Southside Crips over a stolen death row chain. And the chain of events happens.
In one night.
Ugh. Where, according to Keefy D, they go and get a gun, and they find him in traffic. They open fire. Pac gets killed.
Right.
When you heard the news, how did you feel?
Bro, I could tell you my heart dropped. And I will never forget this. I was on a plane. I was flying from New York to LA. And this is when we had these pagers. I don't know if you remember, I'm gonna date myself. But back then, I don't know if it was SkyTel. You couldn't get a page, but you could get the news. You would get like it was scroll, news would come across, blah, blah. So when you were landing, you would get all your stuff would start coming through, right? So it said, rapper Tupac Shakur shot in Las Vegas at the fight. I land, skirt, everybody's looking at their pages. All the people on phone calls, like people are doing all this crazy stuff at baggage claim. And I'm like, yo, is this shit real? Is this shit real? I was like, how the fuck Tupac get shot tonight? Like at a fight in front of everybody. I'm thinking he got shot like at the fight. Like I didn't know what the events were back then. We didn't have, videos and stuff. We can only go by whispers and phone calls. I had, for some reason, maybe I'm stupid, I said he gonna survive.
Well, we all thought that because he'd already gotten shot at Quad.
Yeah.
And he made songs about it. 5 shots couldn't stop me. It took a smile.
I was like, listen, he is the one person, if there's anybody that can live through this, it's him.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, that praying that would be the case. And I was like, for a minute, I don't know if you remember, there was no information.
No.
There was no information whether he was alive, were they keeping him alive, or what was going. So it was probably like 2 or 3 days, and then it was like, he's gone.
Yeah.
Damn, that was crazy. It was like the biggest, at that time, it was like I lost my brother, bro, real talk. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I still had his voice on a message he left for me. This is like where you get the beep, and he'd be like, yo, man, I'm down here, man. I'm in LA. Come fuck with me. I'm on the set, man. I'm a movie star too, motherfucker. Like, he just leave you some old random funny shit, Yep.
Well,
true story.
Well, you fast forward to 2024, and Keefe D is currently in jail, awaiting the trial for his involvement in Tupac's murder. And, I did sort of the first detailed Keefe D interview where we laid out the whole story. Correct. From how he grew up to his connection, to his nephew, Orlando Anderson, to what happened before, what happened that night. He was in the car when the shooting happened, to the aftermath.
Right.
When you heard that whole story laid out like that, did you already know it the whole time, or was it, I didn't know that, or this is a little bit of a surprise?
It was so, Tupac story was so mythical. It was like a movie that didn't have an ending or something, like where everyone was wondering what the ending would be. Like, what's the word? What really happened? Like, okay, he was in the car, and then how did they catch him? How did they find his car? Like, there were so many different question marks about the whole thing for years. Like, you got to understand, it was probably like 15, 20 years of sitting on what ifs. What is that? What is this? Who was this? Who was that? So when Keefe D did that interview and he just started like, talking, I was like, wow, what if is that true? I don't know. Then certain people said it is, and then certain people was like, no. So I didn't really know which way to take it. And then I'm like, somebody had to be in them other cars. Like, I could never understand. To this day, if you go back and you just do the Las Vegas Boulevard situation, how do you get out of there, bro? How do you get out of traffic? How do you go? There's got to be a car behind you. There's got to be a car to the side. There's got to be somebody that saw. There's got to be people on the sidewalk. How is it just nobody saw nothing, bro?
Well, okay, so to answer your questions, what had happened was Pac was going one direction. They were going to Club 662, and they had a caravan of cars. They, Keefe and Orlando and the two other guys, Big Dre and I forgot the other guy's name, they were essentially looking for him. They went to Club 662, didn't see him, and then they, were driving around looking for him. Pac was hanging out the window hollering at some girls. So the girls like, Tupac, Tupac.
Oh my God.
And I remember even talking to Edie, where all these years he thought maybe it was like a setup, the girls set him up, but no, it was just, Pac loved women. So he had some women fans, they're like, oh, Tupac. So he was hanging out the window, frolicking with the girls. And that's how they saw him.
Wow. But how about this? You see him, how you gonna make a U-turn?
Well, they were going the opposite direction when they rolled up on him. So it wasn't as crowded that direction. And they took off, and then, one of, I think it was Buntree ended up chasing him, and the shots were fired, and, there was some shooting back and forth, but they got away. There were no cameras. This is 96.
There was no street cameras.
Yeah, there was no satellites.
No camera phones.
There was no camera phones. Yeah. It was nothing. It happened, and then they got away. And I mean, the story I did with Keefe, it matches up all the other stories from like Chris Carroll, the first respondent, Idi Amin, who was in the car behind him. Like, it all fit together. There was no, Pac is not in Cuba. The FBI didn't have him killed. Like, it was a set of bad events dealing with people. Orlando was being investigated for 2 murders at the time that this happened.
Wow.
So this is a guy who had a history of shooting people. So you go and stomp out a guy from the Crips, and he has a chance to get back. What do you expect to happen?
Yeah.
Pac, I've always said this, Pac should not have done that. He had people around him that could do it for him. He took it upon himself to
handle it.
Out of just loyalty and, whatever other reason.
When you look at that video, that was a pretty violent.
Oh yeah, no, they stomped him out badly.
That was crazy. Like that part was on camera though.
Yeah, I mean, Showtime went back to prison for violating probation over that situation because he was kicking Orlando, and he was on probation already, so he went back to prison after that.
Wow.
It's a whole.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a clusterfuck. That was in the worst situation.
That was really a heartbreaking hip hop.
It was.
Yeah,
it was. And then 6 months later, another person who you knew, Biggie, ends up getting killed in L.A. One after another. The two biggest.
And the crazy part about
that'd be like Kendrick and Drake getting killed 6 months apart.
Come on, man.
That's what it'd be like in today's, bro. In today's dollars.
I was like, yo, this is the craziest thing that I'm gonna say that I don't know if it was a premonition, but I will never forget when I got the CD of Hit 'Em Up in my dressing room at MTV. And it had about 4 or 5 remixes on it. And this was back in the day where I would get music to listen to because they were new releases or whatever, or I'm either going to interview somebody, whatever. I will never forget the feeling I had the first time I listened to Hit 'Em Up. I said, this is crazy. I said, ain't no way somebody going to get killed over this shit. It had so much venom in that song. It was as if he screamed every lyric and meant it with so much disdain and intention, right? I couldn't even listen to the shit. I was like, damn, first off, fuck, and the click you came, West Side, like he was screaming.
Right.
I was like, yo, I never heard a diss track like this in my life.
And the music video to go along with it.
And I said,
crazy.
I sat in my dressing room. I said, yo, man, this is crazy. This is too far, man. Cut to, it's not even a year, bro. It's not even a year, man. Hit 'Em Up came out. Next thing you know, Big gone.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when Big, I said, man, enough is enough. I remember I was supposed to go to the Soul Train party that night. I was supposed to go to that party. That party was a big deal. That was a big deal. Everybody was at that party. There's probably about 400 people that was there that that I know. I will never forget, once again, landing, getting my page. I go to I'm looking at the news in the airport, and the brat is sitting on the ground crying. I never forget that. Brat is sitting on the curb crying, and I'm like, what happened? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Right on the corner of Fairfax and Wilshire, right there. So I'm like, yo, because everybody was outside. Like, how could that happen? Because people couldn't get in the party too. It wasn't like everybody's in the party. Nobody was outside. It was a lot of people outside, bro. So people saw shit, right? I said, yo, what is going on in the game right now, man? People just getting killed in front of everybody now. Like, what the fuck? And I was just praying because I'm thinking, well, Cedars-Sinai is 5 minutes away. I'm doing the cross the fingers prayer for Big because that was my man. And this is the craziest shit ever, right? Not even a year before that, I think I'm doing the Brat video. Give it to you. They both there and they friends. They both in the trailer. Stretch, me, Big, all the cats is smoking weed in this trailer. We all in. I don't even smoke weed. I was high. I don't even smoke. They doing this back in the day where they was taking the tobacco out and they was,
Yeah.
There was like they put the weed in and they roll it, whatever. What did they call those back in the day?
Blunts.
Spliffs.
Spliffs, yeah.
So, yeah, they was making spliffs back then. So you got to understand, I'm in the trailer with these cats. They laughing, they joking around. Big got the weed and Pac is rolling his shit and they having a good time. They drinking. Cut to both of them gone in less than a year and some change. That was crazy, bro. Hip hop has never recovered from that.
Yeah, it was sad. I never got a chance to meet either one of them because I wasn't in the music industry yet.
Okay.
But people are still talking about him decades later.
Bro, Tupac was an interesting Gemini. Cause I'm gonna give you a quick, this is my impression of Tupac Shakur, right? You in the club with him, he is laughing, y'all kicking it. Hey man, I'm telling you right now, the little shorty right there, get her number, everything right there, she keep coming up. Cut to, shoot out with the cops. Cut to, drop another single. Cut to, he's doing a video. Cut to, he's at a rally. Cut to, he with a little fly little shorty. Like it was all this is in a span of 3 days. Like you would see different colors of him, like boom, 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 boom. He's on the news. He had a shootout with the cops. What? Next thing you know, he's in a music video with the fly chicks. He's doing I Get Around. Cut to, like, yo, what in the fuck? Who is with this man?
You know, his level of accomplishment, because he was, 25 when he died? This movie, this album, multi-platinum, platinum, multi-platinum, gold.
Bro!
Like everything.
He was writing records he was writing songs
Shot up,
every day.
arrested, jail, out of jail,
What?
death row,
Back.
Interscope. Like, yeah,
In
it's
the club.
always, yeah. Yeah, no, it was nonstop. It was absolutely nonstop. Buy a
Oh,
mansion here, buy a mansion there. Like,
and if you check out my interview with Tupac, this is how I got that interview, right? This is why paying it forward works sometimes in your life. So when Tupac asked me to be in his video, when he got out of jail, he gave me his interview. So if you go back and watch, I'm sitting there with Tupac, and then the next segment or so, you see Dr. Dre, because he did that double CD. All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me, yeah.
That was fresh out of jail.
Yeah, I know.
Excuse me. And so MTV News was hot because they wanted the exclusive. They wanted the first. He was like, nah, man, I'm doing that. I'm doing the exclusive with my man B. I got you. He's like, yo, B, I ain't fuck with nobody but you. As soon as I touch down, as soon as I meet me in LA, we did the interview and at the Mondrian. I don't know if you remember being there. Mondrian was the fly shit back in the day. That used to be the hotel. They had the sliding doors with the Asian feel. They had the fly phones. The phones could do everything. Dim the lights, boop, make the toilet flush and shit. I was like, yo, when I get some money, I'm getting that phone and shit. This is crazy.
Well, you had done some films.
Mm-hmm.
You did Joey Breaker.
Yep, I was like a cameo.
Yeah, exactly. You had the cameo in Who's the Man. Mm-hmm. You were in Fled with Lawrence Fishburne. Mm-hmm. But Love Jones was your first real role?
Dramatic, yeah, real role. Mm-hmm.
And this was not a comedy role.
No, it's dramatic.
So, people are giving you a hard time over this?
Because I was an asshole. I was like the quintessential player hater asshole in Love Jones. I played Hollywood. And Hollywood was just an envious dude, jealous of everybody winning but him. He was the hater in the crew. Like he was talented, but he wasn't as talented as the other friends. So he just hated a little bit. Everybody got a friend like that. Like yes. you get an award, he be like, man, anybody could get that if they're giving them to you. He that dude. He a straight hater and shit. Like, damn, Wood. Everything is damn, Wood. I was hating.
But then you got the starring role in How to Be a Player.
Correct. So when I got How to Be a Player, that was an opportunity to change the perception of me being an asshole to me being more charming and like a leading man kind of guy, because I hadn't had an opportunity at that time yet. So there was almost like a setup to go left, right, like a crossover, you know what I'm saying? So I was like a little darker and sort of like a hater over here, but then I was like, ding, I was like the charming, lovable, you know, charismatic guy in How to Be a Player. And that's the only way you could play that character in order for it to work, because I couldn't be an asshole and play How to Be a Player, play Dre that way, because no one would want to watch that. I think what I thought about how to play that was a kid in a candy store. Like, how you gonna be mad at me all this candy? I just want to eat a few pieces. Maybe I want to eat it all, but I'm eating it with such delight and grandeur. And that's how I was able to accomplish that.
Well, there was an original ending that they had to change because women didn't like it.
Yo, let me tell you, y'all, thank God we didn't do this. When we finished How to Be a Player, right? The ending, I got away. So I don't know if you saw How to Be a Player, but at the end they had the panties on the refrigerator. Adapt, right? The other one, what version was it wasn't there, and it was just Dre. And I was just like sitting in the bed, the girl gone and everything. The women gave my movie a 0. Fuck him. Fuck that. You know, they do the focus group. Yeah. 0, 0, 0, 0, F, 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 F. They was like, nah, fuck that, fuck that. No. You got to get caught, bro. You got to get caught.
So they had to change the ending, basically.
Yeah, they changed it.
Okay.
They shot it both ways.
Well, then in 1999, Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
And this was... Well, you had a dramatic scene that got cut.
Yeah, they cut it down. My biggest scene in Any Given Sunday was cut, which was painful, but it was a very dramatic scene. Jimmy Sanderson was my character, number 88, and I was on what they would be equivalent to painkillers. You know, so this character was playing through pain. He was addicted to it, and he could not play without it. And so the scene that they cut down, you can see it, but the part, his desperation was that he got cut off. He was not going to get his refill. And Matthew Modine is the doctor that's saying, Jimmy, we not gonna give you any more. And I had a complete meltdown. I don't know if you ever seen somebody addicted to painkillers. Tell them they not getting no more. Tear this whole motherfucking studio up, right? So basically, I had a Tupac moment. Good girls! I just unraveled, and it was one of those scenes that Oliver Stone came out the tent and was like, yo, that was an incredible performance. The people were clapping, the fucking sound guy, the grips, everybody was clapping. The other actors watching me do that scene. I did it like 4 times. I had to go to somewhere dark, bro. And so when the movie came out, they cut the scene down. It was probably like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. They said it was too long for that version. I have the scene, the long version, but damn. I could have got me a little baby Oscar out that motherfucker. Man, I was on my A on that.
Well, Diddy had actually auditioned for Jamie Foxx's role in that movie, but I guess he wasn't athletic enough.
Oh, no.
He could pull off a professional football player.
I'll tell you the story, man. So, Any Given Sunday had tryouts. So they had like the real deal. So, you know, you could probably lie and say, yo, man, I played football in high school. I did back then they couldn't Google your ass. Hey, man, yeah, I was all world, man. I was all this, all that. Because you want to get the job.
Right.
Ain't no way you could pump fake this shit, right? So Oliver Stone, he brings me in the office. He's like, I think you got the right look. You got the right style for this character. It's like Deion Sanders meets Terrell Owens meets crazy. You got to be athletic, over the top. You got to be cocky than a motherfucker. This is Jimmy Sanderson. Cool. Did you play football? Nah, I played basketball. He said, well, you know what? Are you an athlete? I said, yes, I'm an athlete. He said, well, you're coming down to USC. I'm going to see it this weekend. What? Oh, shit. Sure enough, It's like 50 actors down there, bro. 50 actors, bro.
All in football gear?
Football gear, soap opera motherfuckers, dramatic motherfuckers, comedians and shit. This is the funniest shit ever, bro. So we all on the field. They got like real college quarterbacks. They got real receivers. Terrell Owens was there. Antonio Freeman was there. Okay. So they kind of like gonna be in the movie anyway. But they're looking at, they're doing the eye test and shit. So I'm working with all the receivers. This is before Jamie gets the movie. Jamie does not have the movie at the moment. Nobody has the role. We got to see your ass in this tryout. So, just the funny shit. What you didn't want was this. Thank you. You see this right here? If you got that double, it's done, right? You just saw people disappear. Huh? Thank you. Huh? If you got the you got to go, right? So now, Puffy is there at the time. He's changed his name a million times. Jennifer is there. He's got the entourage, the boom, 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 gets out the truck. She got the glasses, take that. Sean Combs, you're up. Gets up under the car. I swear to God. We all waiting to see shit. We like, yo, man. Yo, this shit right here about to be nuts. My man was like, hut. You know how you do a 3-step drop back? He stumbled the first time. We was like, that don't look right. That don't look like he ever did that before. He's like, nah, I'm cool. I'm just warming up. Okay.
I got this.
Back. When he throws that ball, bro, I don't know if you ever threw. You know how you throw with your left hand, but that's not your real hand. But when you throw it with your left hand,
so it looked like he was throwing with his left hand.
It looked like you got electrocuted. Like it looked like you went to special ed or something. Everybody said, "Oh hell no!" And the ball wasn't even a spiral. It was like somebody threw it, like somebody threw it out of a truck, right? So they was like, "Thank you, Sean."
How did you react to that?
He was like, "Why y'all tapping me?"
You know who I am?
Thank you, Sean. Next thing I know, Jamie Foxx, boom. Jamie will tell you a true story.
Before we go on to the next part, with what Diddy's going through right now.
Yes.
I don't know how well you know him, but are you surprised that this is happening?
I don't know, man. I came up with Puff, man, so I don't wish nothing on him or his family. I don't understand like how, you got to understand my timeline in hip hop and rap and all that is it lines up exactly the same. Like, I was coming up, when Puff was, on his own, when he was on his own street team. I literally remember seeing Puff give out Bad Boy t-shirts and flyers and stickers when he first got his record deal. I remember when he got his $100 million deal at Arista. All of it, like, it's simultaneous. I was there when Craig Mack came through, Big came through, when Total came through, 112. So I'm never going to, not root for the dude. I just didn't know, like, I don't know that part. Like, I don't want to see anybody go through that, bro. Like, damn, like, you mean to tell me all the contributions that he gave us in music, music videos, energy that he infused into the game, to
TV shows, making the band.
Listen, bro.
Plays.
Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's slate is clean. But I'm just saying, can we just get a man some kind of like respect on his contribution to the game? I'm like, God damn, all the music videos, gear, clothing, he was, to me, he worked really, really hard to push the envelope on the culture. He pushed the envelope for himself to become super, super successful. I mean, he's a dad, you know, he's got family just like everybody else. You know, it's like, I don't want to see nobody, kids getting arrested and stuff. And I was like, man, this game is crazy. Like, you gotta really, really, really be on your A, like in life, man. It's like you do one thing and the whole wave just wipes you, you know. That's what I feel bad about. Like, you know, it's a lesson for all of us to learn, like, you know, protect your brand, you know, try to walk your life. You ain't gonna be perfect, but it's like, God damn, you make one mistake, they throw a whole grenade on you, bro. It's crazy.
Well, Diddy didn't get the role, but Jamie Foxx did.
Correct.
And LL Cool J was also in the movie.
You gonna bring up this story, bro.
Things got a little chippy. Got a little chippy on set.
Yeah, it was really, really dope. So you gotta understand, all of us are on fire at the same time. You gotta understand that. Bill Bellamy is on fire, bro. Jamie Foxx is on fire. LL Cool J is on fire. We all in the same movie. You 3 alpha males in one room, in one scene. Like, it's like, you know, we filling each other out. It's almost like prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, who yard is this kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? The most famous person is LL Cool J at the time, you know? Jamie and I are comedian, actor, guys climbing up, but you got to pay respect. LL Cool J is literally like, we seen him in concert, and he's now, we know him as Todd. Like, we didn't even know his real name until we did the movie. Right? Cool. So when we on the set, you know, everybody filling each other out and shit, you know what I mean? We joking around. If you don't have thick skin, don't jump in the lion's den with comedians, because we talking about your shoes, we talking about the way you run, we talking about silly shit just to fuck around, because that's what we do. Jamie and L get into this little joking around shit get a little weird. You know how when people be joking and one of the jokes be like, oh, all right, okay. Oh, yo, that's crazy. When they rub their face, oh, shit. Yo, I didn't know he ain't say that. Yo, man, he was serious. That's when we was like, uh-oh, this shit get, So that was sort of like the thing that lit the fuse. And then there was the race that was in the movie. It was like, who's faster, who played in college, who played in high school, who did this. So it was always this thing. And it led to that infamous fight that I put up on the internet that everybody talked about. Thank God we didn't have internet. Well, maybe if we did have Instagram and all that live shit back then, that would have made the movie even sell more, because it was a real fucking fisticuff.
So it was a real fist fight.
Yeah.
Who won?
It didn't last long.
Who won?
Todd. Rappers win when it comes to comedians. After I seen that punch LL Cool J hit him with, I was like, I don't want no trouble with Busta Rhymes. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble with no rappers. You know, they punch hard. I was like, damn, man, wasn't that bad, the joke?
Well, didn't Jim Brown mediate it? You know, in your trailer, actually.
So after the fight happened, the tension on the set was crazy. Jamie goes off to the hospital. He's got like stitches in his tongue. He can't talk for a few days because, you know, when he got punched, he bit his tongue, so he had to get his stitches.
Damn. Oh.
It was crazy.
Okay.
It was crazy. So nobody is talking on set. It's bad. It's LL Cool J's trailer, it's Jamie's trailer, my trailer's in the middle. Ain't nobody doing shit. Ain't nobody going to motherfucking food, the craft service and shit. Shit is tight. Next thing I know, LL Cool J got 30 motherfuckers from New York at the set. Like this, all Queens. I'm talking Yankee hats, 8-ball jackets,
buck 50s
in Miami. They ain't taking their jackets off. They dripping. Ain't nobody taking their shit off.
No face in the summer.
It's 97 degrees. Motherfuckers is out there like, I don't give a fuck, man. Ain't nobody doing
Razors
shit.
in their mouth.
Yo, it is Thug Mansion right here. And it's R&B. It's R&B over here. Like, it's my 4 dudes. It's Jamie's manager and a couple of assistants. The math wasn't mathing. So the upper, the old heads was talking like, yo, this is crazy. We can't do this. This movie's an $85 million movie. This is ridiculous. We're embarrassing ourselves. So Jim Brown come in my trailer. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Bill, tell them motherfuckers, man. We having a meeting in 15 minutes in this motherfucker. I was like, I gotta use the bathroom. I gotta wait. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, man, Jim Brown said we meeting in my trailer. Jim Brown said we meeting in my trailer. We gotta sit in there. Jim Brown's, yo, listen, man. You motherfuckers gonna cut this shit out. Everybody's sitting there like kids. like he doing some Nino Brown shit. We gonna organize, we gonna get this shit right. You got the east side, you got the west side, After Jim Brown finished, man, we was all in there like we was in the 5th grade. First of all, y'all got opportunities that no African-American actors have ever had. You in a first-rate movie, and you motherfuckers is up here stopping money. You stopping money. Get your shit together. But we was in there shaking. I was like, I ain't even fight. I ain't even do nothing.
You're still getting scolded.
I'm still, I'm getting scolded like I did it, right? We went back, got the movie done. Shout out R.I.P. to my boy Jim Brown for putting that together. Big mentor in my life. Love that dude. Legendary.
Well, then the next movie was The Brothers.
Yes.
With yourself, Morris Chestnut, my man D.L. Hughley, Shamar Moore, Tamla Jones, Gabriel Union. That was a hit, man. A $6 million budget, $28 million at the box office, plus all the streaming money that it's made from the reruns and everything else like that.
Yeah. It was definitely a hit movie for us. Jennifer Lewis played our mom. And no, she played Morris's mom. She was one of the moms in it.
Powell's in it.
Clifton Powell.
Yep.
Was Morris's nemesis, his stepdad, a.k.a. Nemesis. That movie was really, really fun to play because that was close to me and my boys, And basically, I was the voice of all the guys. I was the guy of reason. I was the most vocal guy. I was the guy with the poem. I was the guy, bros over hoes kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? We can't break up our crew because you want to get married, man. Come on, why you doing this shit? Like, I was that guy, and sometimes the antagonist as well. But I thought I really did a great job in that movie of blending drama and comedy. Like, that's the thing that I feel like I do pretty well. Like, I'm able to make real stuff real and funny stuff funny.
Well, you were on season 3 of Insecure. And Amanda Seales was on the show as well. Recently, she did an interview with Shannon Sharpe where she talked about how Issa Rae never had her back and so forth. She also claimed she was autistic, but then later she said she wasn't actually. She never went to a doctor to confirm it because she didn't want to pay $10,000 for the test. So it's a little weird.
Oh, I don't mean to laugh, but that's funny. She didn't want to pay.
So it was a self-diagnosed autism, okay. I guess, which is a little different.
Yeah.
And you have, like, me and Amanda go back, right?
Yeah, I've interviewed Amanda. I love Amanda. I interviewed her on my podcast.
Yeah, we're kind of the same.
She's smart, man.
Yeah,
she's
smart
sharp.
girl.
She's sharp. She's a very honest girl.
Yeah, we came up together. I was doing, when I was a DJ, she was still doing her thing. When you look at people like Amanda that feel like they've been blacklisted or they haven't been given the opportunities they feel they deserved.
Right.
And a lot of people in Hollywood feel this way. Yeah. Do you feel that's a fair assessment, or is it just, listen, there's only so many slots, not everyone's going to make it?
No, I think that what I love most about Amanda is her honesty. You know what I mean? She's super smart. No, people don't give her credit for, like, she does her homework. She's very, very honest about stuff, and she's so vocal though. Like, I think that's the thing that's tough, is because when you're honest like she is, and you standing on business when it comes to certain topics and things you're really passionate about, people, it's like hot grits to people. Woo, damn, you know what I mean? And this is the land of comments. You know, people feel like they could just talk about your situation. People got something to say. Everybody's a comedian online. So if you toss some shit up, you better hope you comfortable with it, because there's going to be a million motherfuckers that got to say X, Y, and Z, and you ain't this, and you ain't real, or who the fuck are you? You ain't autistic. You know, like, it's so many dings.
Yeah.
So for me, I just think it's tough for women in general, you know? You know, this business, comedy is a male-dominated sport. You know, the business is, you know, Hollywood is tough on girls. You know what I'm saying? If you don't fit the mold, if you ain't fine as hell, or you got to be skinny enough, or if you gonna be big, you got to be the right kind of big. Like, it's so many things that women deal with that guys never think about. It's like, for a woman to make it successfully in the entertainment business and keep her sanity and her success, I think it's tough.
Well, yeah, I just had Michael Jai White and his wife, Gillian White, on my show, and we talked about how in one of her early roles, they wanted her to be naked, like topless, and she didn't want to do it. And they were like, if you don't do this, you're going to be blacklisted. Your whole career is over. And, you know, this is her first role. She's like, I think in her early 20s. She doesn't understand whether this is true or not, but she's freaking out. You know, and I'm like, well, isn't that the document? You know, when you sign, she's like, probably, but I don't know any better. Like, I don't know what I signed. I just trying to be in a movie. And, you know, it is a tough environment.
It is,
and
man.
ultimately, the director said, okay, it's fine. You don't have to be topless. It's cool. And she was still in the movie. But,
God.
you know, but this type of stuff, you've seen this kind of thing, you know, happen?
Yo, in Hollywood, man, here's the thing that people won't really talk about, man. There's a lot of concessions to things that you may do or not, right? You know what I mean? You got to be able to stand on your own. You know what I mean? It's like, my rule for my whole career is like, yo, bro, I ain't come out here to play myself. You know what I'm saying? I came out here to get on. Came out here to be an example of success. I feel like I would never want to do anything that would embarrass myself or my family. Like, if I can't go home to the regular barbershop where I get my hair cut, and my boys who grew up with me be like, yo, B, man, what the fuck you do that shit for?
Well, you talked about how you've been offered roles where you'd wear a dress.
Yeah, like all kinds of shit.
What movie was this?
Oh, God, there's so many of these little quirky things. I don't want to step on a grenade, but I just want to say certain things I just ain't doing. It ain't me. It ain't my brand.
So you turned down a dress role. What else have you turned down?
I just turned down roles that wasn't fitting to me. Okay. Like, I'm uncomfortable with that role. Like, that's not what I want to do. Like, that ain't my thing.
Have you been offered gay roles, for example?
Yeah, there's plenty of them out there. They need actors.
So, but you've turned down gay roles.
I turned down roles that's not me.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not. I mean, it's not that it's a gay role. I mean, there's roles that they need. But then I'm like, okay, we'll get somebody that could do that and kill it. Like, go and bring it. You don't see me getting those Spanish roles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool. I think what people need to do is be comfortable with whatever it is and do the best at that. But here's the thing. Whatever you do, you got to live with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If a woman is in a movie and they asking her to do a really sexual scene and she's uncomfortable, she needs to say that. Or say, I see it this way. But sometimes when you don't know that you can have an opinion about it. You don't know that, you know, your take could be better than theirs.
I remember I interviewed DeAndre Bonds, and he did a rape scene where I believe he got raped.
See that? That's
locked
a tough
down.
scene. That's a tough
and he
scene.
said that
That's tough.
He didn't want to do it. The director kind of convinced him to do it. He said he went into his dressing room and cried after that scene.
Yeah, man. Because what people don't realize, too, about acting, you give a piece of yourself away in these scenes that you do, right? You got to find some truth in this scene for you so that you're able to do it, right? Okay. If you got to do a heavy, heartbreaking scene, you're going to have to grab something from your life that you know that broke your heart and grab that emotion, and those words are coming from that pain, right? Soon as they say cut, that shit ain't up off you, bro. You know what I mean? You basically done dug up some shit that you got to do this monologue in, and you got to do it like 8 times. So it brings up a bunch of shit for you. You might do the best performance ever, but people that watch the movie gonna say, "Oh my God, you were amazing. Wow, oh my God, you made me cry. You that happened to me." Da, 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 da. They don't know like what you had to dig up to get it. That's why a lot of times, like when people talk about Heath Ledger playing the Joker, do you understand how dark that character was, bro? Like real actors fucking know, bro. Like Heath went somewhere that you scared to go in there, bro. He walked past that door, went down the hall, and went down in the basement, and then turned and went down another level to grab all the levels of the Joker. And how do you get up out that basement?
Yeah, I mean, he died shortly after, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as an actor, to be quite honest, you just got to be able to walk with yourself no matter what role you get offered. And can you bring the best of yourself in that role?
I mean, you've commented on the Cat Williams interview with Shannon Sharpe. And Cat created a fantastical story of, you know, turning down $50 million offers to wear a dress and, you know, not giving fellatio to Harvey Weinstein and... you know, these Illuminati rituals and so forth. You know, when I watched that interview, I'm like, okay, 95% of this isn't true, but it makes for good television.
It's great.
You know, it's very entertaining. I can see why it's the biggest interview ever, because it's so fantastical and whimsical. Over the top. I mean, when you watched that interview, was there any truth in it?
Yeah, it's a lot of truth.
I mean, but I'm saying, like the over-the-top statements. I mean, did you ever experience it? I mean, were you ever, you know, Nori has this famous interview where he didn't walk through a certain door and his career never flourished, and, you know, the Illuminati door and that type of thing.
The things that people are not understanding what Cat is saying to me is that, yes, there's choices that you can make or not, you know what I mean? It ain't necessarily always an Illuminati choice, but it's definitely some different choices as an actor, or what do you want to do this or no, right? But it's the way he tells it. First of all, you know, it's like, I'm hung out with Cat. Cat, man, I love that brother, man. That brother will have you in, he'll have you in 3 different chapters of a book in a second. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he reads, 1,000 books a year or something like that?
Cat is so dope. Like, he's just so honest. Do you want to play basketball? I do not. You know, or you know, or he'll sit there and rap. This is a verse I wrote when I was in the spaceship, and I was just chilling, thinking about how I was born in Detroit, Michigan. Like he just has like, I think he has like one of those minds that has like, I'm gonna give you the perfect example of Cat Williams. Imagine going to a sports bar. You see all them TVs, but every TV got a different channel on it. Mm-hmm. But he can plug into each channel simultaneously. Huh. That's what it's like to me, because when I hang out with Cat, we might shoot pool, we might eat an omelet, we might go to a boxing session, or we might talk jokes. Like, he gonna take you on a ride. He's probably one of the most exciting people to hang out with ever in life.
Well, you know, for example, I interviewed Gary Owen recently, and he talked about how he met with a very high-end Hollywood executive who we all know. Mm. And he basically was offered potentially millions of dollars if he slept with this executive.
Really?
Yes. He basically was like, offered you a huge career.
He don't even know huge career.
He offered to make you millions.
Said he could make me millions. Yeah.
For a small fee.
He didn't here's the thing. I hate it when people act like I won't out this guy and I was complicit and I'm part of the problem. I always tell people, you are allowed to hit on people.
Yeah.
It's nothing against anybody that's married.
Friends, whatever.
You had to hit on your wife.
Yes.
Right? So the guy hit on me. There was no promises, like, you know, other than that, obviously. But there wasn't no, like, you're not going to get this job, because I still got the job I was in the room for. So there wasn't like the guy took away work from me. There wasn't no Terry Crews shit. I wasn't touched. There was no, a pro. It was just like, you know in the room when somebody's hitting on you.
Damn, G.
Got to drink to that, huh?
Yeah, damn, bro. That's a tough luncheon.
Yeah.
Like a Caesar and what?
Yeah. Basically, the guy said, you know, how much do you make a year? And he's like, oh, about 50,000. I'll make you millions. Matter of fact, hold on. This role, I'm going to put you in this role. Call so-and-so, tell him that he's off the roll. Yep, the role is yours. And ultimately, he turned him down.
Yeah, but there's people that could do that.
He turned him down.
Yeah.
This is someone we all know, by the way.
I'm sure. I probably know this person.
You have, if you didn't cross paths with him, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, I could probably almost tell you who it is.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We can talk after.
We'll talk later.
We'll talk after.
Yeah.
And he ultimately was like, oh, wait, he's hitting on me. Like, okay. Ultimately, he turned him down politely. He got the role. And he said, look, it's not illegal to hit on somebody, gay or straight.
Correct.
If you find someone attractive and you shoot your shot and they say no, and you're like, okay, cool. But it's a very interesting, like hearing it and hearing who it actually is was like, whoa, like this is actually happening in Hollywood. Like, yeah, there really is a casting couch, gay and straight, you know, because of course Harvey's in jail. Well, he got an appeal, but he's going to be retried.
Right.
There
they're
really
gonna run
is.
It back.
Yeah, they're going to run it back. There's a legitimate casting couch.
Correct. Yeah.
Of
everybody, bro.
You know, every sexual preference.
Listen,
if you're into trans, there's probably one for that.
I did not know when I moved to Hollywood that was real. I thought that was like fake. The casting couch thing, that came from a real situation. You know what I mean? When you see this casting couch sort of scene and the girl comes in and the director and the guy, where you from, this, that, and the other, where do you want to be, who do you want to do, and they got the camera set up like this shit real, bro. And then, you know, you sitting there and they're like, can you do it again? Can you do it again? I want to see you. Can you stand up, do it again? Can you do? How many auditions have I auditioned for, like, where I'm like, dog, I have killed this shit, bro. And they're like, I would like to see that again. Can you do this here? Under this light. Can you do this? Like, so when you doing it, you're like, damn, man, it's like 4 times, bro. Yo, this 4 times, bro. Like, what is my man looking at? What's going on?
So you've had guys hit on you in auditions?
Not like that, but you kind of felt like, If you gotta say it is.
Like, unbutton that top button. Oh yeah, much better. just spray you down with something. Get you glistening.
I remember when this is so crazy. This is so crazy. When I did Any Given Sunday, Oliver Stone has a scene in the movie where we were all naked in the shower and they threw a crocodile in there. I don't know if you...
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And there was a couple, this JC, he had the biggest, you should crazy. JC crazy. He walking around with the python, right? Oliver's just like, Bill, I think you should be in the scene. Jimmy would be in the shower. I was like, you got me fucked up, bro. I'm not getting in the shower. What the fuck do I need to be naked for? I'm in the scene. I'm in my locker. I don't want to be naked in the motherfucking movie. This ain't porn movie and shit. So now I turned it down. I said, nah, I'm not doing it. The other fellas jumped in there and, you know, whatever. But I just was like, nah, man, I'm good. I've done enough love scenes and shit and whatever, but I don't feel like I just need to be naked on film for jokes and shit, for kicks. See, so I said, nah, boom.
There you go.
Done.
There you go. Well, Bill Bellamy, man, congrats on an epic career.
Thank you.
That you really managed to just muscle through step by step. No one ever discovered you early and took you under their wing and really gave you that big boost. You didn't come from a family of directors and producers.
No.
You didn't have peers around you that you could piggyback off of who could walk you into things. Piece by piece, you actually got to where you were supposed to be, and you have classics under your belt.
Thank you. I had to get it out the mud, man.
Got it out the mud.
And the thing that I would love, you know, when people watch this interview, the takeaway is just believe in your dream, bro. You ain't gotta know the journey. Just know the destination. Know you want it. Know how you see yourself. There's gonna be Rainy days, there's gonna be days of doubt, there's gonna be days of setbacks and shit. But sometimes your best setback is your get back. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the thing that knock you down make you the best version of you. You know what I mean? And it just depends on the choices we make when that happens. You know what I mean? Do you quit? Do you say, I'm done, I ain't gonna do it no more? I remember, bro, case in point, true story. I came out here to LA on $1 million deal, bro. This when they was writing checks. $1 million deal, NBC. I'm leaving MTV. I'm on fire, bro. Get to NBC. I meet the head, the CEO, the head of production, the president of the network. They love him, Bill Bellamy. You're gonna be our guy. We love you. You're American. You're friendly. You're user friendly, Bill. And we love your attitude. We love you got a great look. You're just our guy. You're gonna be on billboards, everything. We love you, man. I'm getting the whole schmooze. Money in the bank. Don't give a fuck. Bro. God! They hit the emergency brake. I went through the windshield. I'm on the ground and shit, glass like, yo, the deal just went left. They put me in development, had all this shit promised to me. They stopped everything, bro. And I'm like, what now? I'm here in LA. I thought I was about to be the next big TV star shit, this, that, and the other. I called all my agent, man, fuck TV, bro. Fuck that shit, bro. They played me out, gave me all this money to sit. They said, well, you got the money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, man, but I'm like, fuck the money, bro. I came out here to become a TV star. Like, that's why I'm here, right? This is a true story. That's why I tell people, don't ever block your blessings on how life could change you, because your setback could be to something else. Case in point. I'm pissed. I'm like, yo, man, what the fuck? Like, do I go back to New York? What's going on? I tell my agents, man, fuck TV. Just put me in movies and shit. Send me scripts. I'm not doing TV no more. I'm on my way on a plane. I get a phone call from Daniel Rappaport. Daniel Rappaport says, yo, B, man, I hear you don't want to do no TV, but I need you to just talk to this man real quick. He got an idea for you. I was like, man, I told you I ain't fucking with no motherfucking TV, bro. I'm good on TV, man. There ain't nobody ever gonna do that to me again, bro. Bell, just let him talk to you, please. He has a great idea for something. Puts me on the phone with Mick G. He's like, hey, bro, my name's Mick G, man. I know you've seen some of my videos, man, on MTV. Thank you for your support, Bill. You've always been that guy, but I got a show that you'd be perfect for called Fastlane. What? He's like, yo, you're gonna be a cop. You'd be a badass cop from New York. I got you with this guy, and I think it's perfect. His name is Peter Facinelli, man. He's like, you guys would be like the new Miami Vice, you know what I'm saying? Chemistry, you guys would be able to be like some badass undercover cops. Oh, man, get the fuck out of here. He said, dude, when you coming home? He would say, listen, come to Wonderland. That's the name of his company. Come to Wonderland on Monday. I want you to come and meet Peter Facinelli. Cut to, come back home, LA, get there in his office, white guy, cool, good-looking kid, like a baby Tom Cruise kind of looking guy. Like, who's this white dude? He's like, this is your guy. You and him, just sit down. You guys talk. Let me show you what the show is. He goes, he got a little scissor rope. That's gonna be you guys. I said, oh, shit. I think I'm about to do some TV, man. I think I'm about to do some motherfucking TV, man. Oh, shit. We got cars, guns. I said, oh, shit. So I'm gonna go from this kind of character to being like a badass with the Desert Eagle and shit. I got a badass car. I got 2 holsters. I said, oh, shit. Next thing you know, I'm on billboards all over the world. I'm in Times Square. Bro, that happened. So So my point being is like, yo, man, there's gonna be bumps in the road, but just keep swinging.
That's what it is, man. Bill Bellamy, truly, truly appreciate this conversation, man.
Thanks.
Been a huge fan for a long time, and can't wait to see what else you got coming up.
I got some shit! Thank you.
Peace.